Today I'm going to show everyone how to do a straight cut without having to buy or hire a wet saw, saving yourself a few dollars. Now I'll show you the saw that I bought, but you will need one saw though. That's going to be the cheapest you can get. You will have to spend some money. You can't get away with spending no money to get the job done. You can buy this saw, wet saw handheld from Total Tools for $120. It's Detroit wet tile cutter. Comes with a hose and obviously a plug. It's got a reset and test switch. I think it's for, this unit is for wet applications, in case if there was to be any electrical issues that will keep you safe. It trips out if there's any detection of electrical leak. So what you need to do first is to get yourself a stand, two stands. And I've got 3 tiles, 300 by 600 for support, and you need to buy one of this, I think you pronounced it, Hanuth insulation board. You buy this from Bunnings for about $12, and I've cut it roughly to 1 meter by 600, which is just enough work area to cut a 300 by 600 size tile. So what you do, this is only for support. You can use any other wood-based board if you like. So I put this over the top, so it's got a base to sit on. This is actually, I've already done a job on this, so you can tell on the top there's a few cut lines, more than a few actually. And just to mention again, this is good for multi-purposes, so it's pretty cheap for achieving the result that I need. So I got one of this for $12. Then I got myself a metal bar, which is also 1 meter long by 30 wide, about 4 mil thick. It's a galvanized steel bar, also from Bunnings for, I think it's also $10 maybe. So let's set it up now. So what you need to do, this is, imagine that I want to cut this, cut a strip away from this piece. This is remnant tile that's left over from my job yesterday. To set this up, you need to have a tile the same thickness as the one that you're going to cut. It's to support the steel bar, so then you can clamp it down with quick clamps, clamp down the end. And then we get our saw ready. So I've got this saw's got a water supply. You can get one of this garden hose adapter to go on to the connection and plug it up to your normal garden hose. and just make sure you don't turn the pressure too hard because otherwise it's going to pop out the hose. So I've just turned the water on. It is now running. It does have a valve for you to shut it off, but what I found is the connection here is not very rigid, and if I shut it off and there's enough pressure in the line to pop this out. So there's a bit of a flaw in this saw. Okay, so the critical thing you need to figure out before you do the cutting is what the idea. I'll just tell you the idea. The idea here is you want to use the back of the base as the guide, running along this plate, which is perfectly straight. You'll be starting up from up here, and then start your cut, and then the blade will dig into the insulation. Then you will, as you're holding the trigger down, apply pressure on the front of the saw, so you're pushing against the steel. So then the leading edge, that's the leading edge, even though it's at the back, because this saw cuts backwards. It cuts backwards, otherwise if you cut forward, you'll flick water into the operator. So remember, when you hold it down, you need to press it against the guiding plate and then run it along with very steady hand. Okay, so what you need to know is, the critical thing you need to know is, from the back of this blade, the blade is 2 mm thick. And you need to measure from the back of this blade to the edge of this plate, which I've measured already. It's 105 mil, which I've written over here, and the blade is 2 mil thick. So when you do a cut, imagine you want to cut, let's say 40 off, and if you want to cut 40, you need to add the 105. No, actually, I'll start again. What you need to do is mark out your tile where the line's going to be, and then measure your line against this cutting edge, 105, and that's going to be your cut line. So that's going to be your marking line, and then make sure when you position it, make sure both end of the line is equal distance, so you know it's going to be a straight cut on your line. So I should have got a pencil to show you where the marking, so that's it's better for demonstration. But let's do a quick cut. So what you do is you need a long reach clamp, because what I found is when you cut it, the tile tends to move slightly, and then your line will no longer be straight. So this is again clamp from Bunnings. You can see here is actually what you need to do. Instead of me, there's not enough reach in this clamp. So what I would have done is move this backwards that way. I'll demonstrate it so you know how to set this up properly. This is not going to be your most convenient cutting setup, but it will get the job done. If you intend to save some money on avoiding having to hire and buy tools, with something like a wet saw, you use it once in the blue moon and you might never need it again. So, clamp this bar back down. Imagine that was my line.
Jamie.
And then position this line 105 mil away from this guiding plate, so 105. This is going to be the imaginary line at the moment. So now that's in position, check that both in 105. Then clamp it down so we make sure the tile is not going to move.
No, I smashed.
And then I'm going to demonstrate cut.
Okay, thank you.
Now. There you go, that's your cut. It's pretty, as you can see, this is almost equally as good as a machine cut. So, when I was doing this job, I had a water hose ready, so I just sprayed down every time when I did a cut, so I have a very clean workspace. So, that's pretty much how I do my cutting on this project, which is for a veranda, which is just over there. It's actually not tile, but a marble tiles, and they're a lot softer and they are very breakable. So what you will find is you're gonna likely to move your plates left to right depending on where you want to cut. So you need to find yourself once you do a few cuts, you'll get the idea and you know how to set up your saws. But this is actually the first time that I have to do this, and this is the best idea I can come up with without having to spend any money. So it's still a very nascent idea, I will call it, and I don't have a quite good explanation on how to set it up. So maybe I'll demonstrate another one on how to cut the longer edge instead of the shorter edge. Remember, like, whatever you position this, you need to make sure the clamp's got enough reach so it's able to hold it down. Because if you weren't able to hold it down, then it's very likely that your cutting piece is going to see movement and then your cut line is not going to be straight. And so imagine I want to trim another bit off this tile. I have to readjust the clamp, which is quite a bit of pain you have to endure if you are willing to go down this path of, saving a few dollars. Okay, so again, back edge to the back of the blade is 105. So once you mark out the line, your good piece is on that side, and this side is going to be scrap. So imaginary line, and you measure, let's say 105. This is the black line, it's 105. So measure against this, it's 105, to the line, and then you're ready for a cut. Let's go again. right this time. Let's go again. Let me get another piece. That's my scrap piece of tile that I used for another demo. Don't forget at the back. My imaginary line over here. So the process is actually wrong. So what we'll do is imaginary line. Position it so the line is 105 mil away from this cutting edge. Not cutting edge, but guiding edge. Make sure it's both ends equally distanced. Then clamp again. And then you're ready for your cuts. Done. So as you can see, it's a pretty clean cut. Equally as good, comparable to a proper wet saw table. So overall, the cost, recap the cost again. The board is $12, flat, maybe about $10 each. I've already owned this, so it didn't cost anything. The blade is $10, back plate. The saw from Total Tools, $120 I think. And if you have a stand, it's great. If you don't, find some table or chairs for support. And I hope this is going to be a good way to cut tiles for DIY people. Thank you for watching.